Hey up, it's Stephen Carroll here, and today it's the 11th of November, marking the day in history that World War One ended, or the Great War ended. Yes, and here I am, wearing my poppy with pride. Yes, because, well, it does me proud knowing that our ancestors, fought the fight so we didn't have to. And just makes me grateful to be alive and that, grateful to be where I am now. Because they were dark times, the war. Yeah. I mean, yeah, people look at it now and think, yeah, that's epic and that. Blackadder even made like a sitcom around it. Blackadder Goes Forth, set in World War One. But even then, in the final scene of Blackadder Goes Forth, in the final ever episode, the reality of the war kicked in and it went serious. And I thought that was quite sad. But yeah, that's the truth though at war. War can do many things to people and that, Yeah, but, the Great War was supposed to be the war to end all wars. My great granddad, he fought in the war. Well, not my, yeah, my great granddad fought in Second World War. My great great granddad fought in First one. And it were 100 years ago since it ended. Can thou believe that? 100 years ago. Yeah. It's a century since it ended. And this morning, me and the ladder and my dad, we went to town in Sheffield city centre in town, and we went to that service, and then when it came to 11 o'clock, like everyone, and I'm assuming everyone in the whole country, stopped what they were doing for 2 minutes and had their 2 minute silence. That just shows, that these soldiers that fought in the war all them years ago are never forgotten to this very day. They just fought and a lot fell. A lot of them weren't lucky to have survived and that. Yeah, but me and the lad and my dad, us 3 generations of Carroll men, just stood around with all the others and went to be quiet and were quiet for 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, it honours all those who have fought in the war. This doesn't just mark the ending of World War One. It also marks the ending of all the other wars that have ended and all the other wars we hope will end soon. Yes. The reason why we wear poppies, poppies don't come about until June when they grow. But see, after the war ended, the first very thing that grew from the ground in no man's land out of the battlefield were poppies. And that is why we always wear a poppy. That's why a poppy always symbolises, our respect for the soldiers in the war. That is why it's a poppy. If it had been a daffodil, we might have used daffodils, but no, a poppy. Yes. The war. Yeah. What else can I tell you about the history and that? Yeah, and every Sunday, either Sunday after or Sunday before 11th, we always have Remembrance Sunday. Luckily though, this Remembrance Sunday has fallen on a Sunday. And then after that, me and my dad and my lad, we went to a pub, and just drank to the, we raised the glasses and went to the soldiers. My son, he didn't have an alcoholic beverage though, nah, he's too young, he just had a Coke. Yeah. It's beautiful, And also, World War One, in the first ever year, it must have been difficult, it probably were. A lot of soldiers promising their families they'll be home for Christmas, but they weren't. But, no one's forgotten that on Christmas Day, 1914, the only day in war history that everybody put their guns down for one day and, had Christmas. And that's, they even played football and that and sang songs and carols. That must have been a beautiful moment in history to witness. but then the next day they just went back to fighting. Yeah. Yeah, but here's to you, the soldiers of World War One and many wars after and before. We thank you for fighting for our rights and for, yeah, World War One, World War Two, many wars before and after. Yes. Gone but never forgotten.